A few days ago, my wife asked me an interesting question. She asked me, if YouTube is so good, why not more people are multimillionaire or they design at least their business model on YouTube? And I think this is a key question that you should ask yourself because you can find lots, tons, probably millions or billions of people that are creating content on YouTube and they are failing. Just a few are having success or are building a path out of the content that they are creating. So, what is the reason behind that? And that's something I want to share with you today. I gotta tell you that the inspiration for this video came from my other YouTube channel. And why? Well, because it has more movement, it has a bigger community at this moment, it's growing. Not related to YouTube, but I use YouTube as a mechanism to present my content. And because on the level that I am on that other channel, I have access to all the things or tricks or things that are provided by YouTube as well. When you prove your consistency and that you're going to be there and that you are growing. And I found this video from Roberto Blake. It is a great channel. I recommend you to visit it. He's an expert on the subject of YouTube. I'm going to recommend several people here on my channel, so check the description because I'm going to send you to this original video that Roberto shared with all of us. He's not my friend. I wish to met him, honestly, but it is the kind of things that you want to share with the rest of the world. And one of the things that Roberto shared in this video was the type of content that you can create on YouTube. And this is the first thing I want to share right now on this video. But I want to also go a little bit further. And this is based on my own experience on YouTube. And because I found on one great book, I think it was a book or was Jimmy Carr, that mentioned at some point that the best moment to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best moment is today. And that applies the same thing for YouTube. The best moment to start YouTube was 2007, and the second best moment is today. You just have to start. But you need to have a plan and you need to understand what is the kind of content that you should share and why that is going to work for you. So the core content, the core concept that Roberto presented on his video was the 3 types of content that you should present on every channel of YouTube. And I think he's pretty correct. And because I didn't know that, and I was using that same methodology on my other channel, and which is for helping people transition into the gaming industry. And I realized in my try-ins that I was using these different type of content, and they generate likes, comments, sometimes friction as well. I love that part. But they all are helping my channel to develop even more than just presenting one type of content. So let's present this content. The first one is the help content. The help content refers to tutorials, to the how to do things. Every time that you find a video that says how to, for example, in my case, how to develop a video game using Unreal. It is a tutorial process. It's something that is going to be one step after another. One video that my son and I are watching right now is how to do some mechanic process to do some maintenance for our car, something that we are sharing and enjoying together. So these are the kind of contents that are the help content. Then you have the hub content. The hub content is that one that is designed to make connections. So in this case, it's about your perspective. You present your personality, your opinion. It is more related to the why and the what's. For example, a simple example of this is why I quit my job. That's that's literally a hub content. It's not talking about the methodology to quit your job. It is about something that is personal to you, something that is deep inside you, and you are sharing with the rest of the world. That is the hub content. Um, this is the let's put it this way. Hub content makes people find you, and hub content makes people remember you in the long term. So you could have a reference between these two. And then you have another type of content, which is a little bit more elevated, which is the hero content. The hero content is related to journeys, to things that you are discovering at some point in your life thanks to your experience. And what we're talking about this is it's a big challenge, it's a big experiment, it's a big research, it's something deep. And one of the biggest, I think, mistakes that many people try, that many people, when they are trying to create their YouTube channel, made is that they want to create just this hero content with at least big journeys and trying to present all the knowledge in just one place or in just one type of content. And this is the big mistake because, dude, you have big journeys in your life or big research or big discoveries in your life, but those take time. So these are the big ones. Things like this, like examples of hero content could be, I try to build a YouTube video in 90 days. So as you can imagine, it's 90 days. It's going to take you some time to do it. Or what I learned after uploading my first 30 videos on YouTube. This is an interesting one because the moment that YouTube starts knowing you, or I mean YouTube, no, the algorithm, your friend, is going to start knowing you is when you consistently show between 20 to 30 videos. This is something that people on YouTube, and I honestly think they're right because of my own experience, say the best moment, I mean, the moment where YouTube, the algorithm starts to understanding you is once you reach 20 to 30 videos. And also, it's a moment that you start understanding yourself as well, because probably the content that you begin or the type of content you begin with, maybe it's different to the content you end up. It shouldn't be that way, but sometimes you need to discover yourself. And that's something that is natural. You need to do things in order to discover what is the path that you really want to take. Kind of like life. And you need to do that transition. You need to move and realize what is the direction that you want to take. So this is a usual beginner's mistake, that you're trying to focus on something that is going to change mankind. It shouldn't be like that way. You just have to balance these three types of content. But it's easier for you if you are specialized on something or you feel passion for something to focus on that and the how-tos and the whys and the what. What I mean is the help and the hub content. And then as time progresses, you can go to the hero content. But I think that the balance of these three are fantastic. And now that I know, in fact, I am consciously applying that, not only for this channel, but also for my other channel where I'm helping people progressing in the gaming industry. Now, there is another thing that hasn't been mentioned, and which is related to the type. Let's say that this is a second classification, which are other type of content that you should present on YouTube. And these are two types. The first one are the evergreen content. The evergreen content is something that you're going to post today and it's going to have value forever. Let's say that you're going to talk about books or movies. If you are going to open a channel and you're going to reflect on movies and books, that is something that is going to stay forever. And people will always want to discover opinions and ideas and things related to that. So once you create a content, it's going to have value forever. In the case of my channel, for example, the other channel, I know that there are content that will have value for some years, which are the tutorials, technical tutorials, and the reason is because the technology evolves. It has value today, it probably will have value for 2 or 3 years, but then I have to move forward as well. I need to create other tutorials for the new technology that it is created. That's my kind of help content. But also there is my hub content, which are related to my progress as a professional that gets into the gaming industry and be working on all these beautiful worlds, that it will be the same for many people after me, or that they can connect in some way with people after me. And that's what I refer to evergreen content. If you are, let's say, a fan of gardening, that's a content that will be there forever, because there's always going to be a person that wants to know something about gardening. The same thing is going back to the example I mentioned, the mechanics. I'm doing mechanic with my son. There are always going to be new cars and old cars, and there are always going to be people that are working on one or another. So that's a content that has value for people in general. The other type of content is the temporary content. And I know that I mentioned my other help type of content when I create tutorials, they last for 2 or 3 years. But honestly, that's a very long time to last or to have value on YouTube. But there are other kinds of temporary content more difficult to handle. You just need to understand how they work, which is, for example, if you're going to create a channel to present your political opinions or the gossips of the day or something like that, it has value. Yes, it could have value and you can create a great community. But at the next day, you need to create a new content because the previous one, okay, it was watched, but people don't want to watch a content that you create a year ago in politics because it doesn't have value. So you need to present again new content. Don't get me wrong. If you feel passion for what you're doing, probably you're going to do it a day after day. I follow political channels on YouTube that I think are great. And they are consistently posting content day after day. And I like to know their opinions, their perspectives, because sometimes are better than the perspective presented on TV. But the fact is that they know their model as well. That they are creating huge audiences, they're creating good money, but they know that their job is to create content day after day. And that takes us to something that is, I think, the most important part of this video, and is related to consistency. And I know that it's easy to say, well, yeah, you just have to be consistent on YouTube to have success on YouTube. But to be consistent on something, you need to feel passion for that. And I'm going to take a moment to think about it. Let's say that you are an accountant and you're very good in accounting, and you have your job and they're paying for you for your skills, your knowledge, and you decided, I want to create a YouTube channel about accounting. But what you really feel love for is golf. Let's put that example. So when you are creating a channel, it has to be something that means something deeply to you. This is very important. Why? Because if that doesn't make sense, if that doesn't inspire a fire inside you, you're going to quit a bit eventually. And this answers the question that my wife asked at the beginning, which is, the problem is consistency. But to have consistency, you need to feel passion for the content that you are creating. If you don't feel passion for that, do not start, because you're going to quit. You need to start with passion. And I know that it sounds cheesy, but the reality is that you have to think on yourself of, okay, if I would create some content and I don't mind about the money, because this is something that I really enjoy to do, what would that be? That is the kind of content that you want to create on your YouTube channel. That is where you need to focus on. Of course, you need to do some other experiments to see if there is an audience for the content that you are creating. But usually, even a niche audience, once the content is very well defined and you keep that consistency, it will build up for you. Of course, you're going to make mistakes. Dude, do mistakes. Don't dwell on them. But the only thing for you to move and to be consistent on your YouTube channel is that you start by saying what I really want to share, what I really feel passion for. When I started this channel, there was this question for me, which was, should I share how to create a YouTube channel on my other channel? And the result was no, because that was focused on helping people transition into game dev after office hours, which is a thing that I know it works, and I'm a fan to share with other people. But I also discovered in that process of creating my other channel and my passion related to video games that my interest on YouTube also grew. And every moment I post a new video, I have so many considerations to do that I learned, and that today they fill myself also with another layer of passion, not related to game dev, that I also want to share with you. And that's why I'm creating this channel as well, because I read a lot of books, took courses, watched other tutorials on YouTube, but overall, because I had the experience now that I can say, that I can refer to other channel and say, yeah, this is working because this is helping me build my other channel. Well, I'm consistently doing the experiments. I love this beautiful phrase from, I think it's Denzel Washington or Denzel Washington, that says, without commitment, you never start. Without consistency, you never finish. The question for you is, what content are you going to make? But you also need to answer the question of what I feel passion for that I want to share with the rest of the world. That is the task that belongs to you. I'll see you soon, guys. But remember, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you very soon.